The story of a man held captive for 20 years in Waterbury, Connecticut, is as shocking as it is horrifying, a case that has left even veteran law enforcement officials shaken. It's the kind of crime that forces us to question how something like this could go unnoticed for so long. When authorities responded to a fire at the home of 55-year-old Kimberly Sullivan, they weren't expecting to uncover a nightmare. Inside, they found a 32-year-old man, weighing less than 70 pounds, malnourished, and severely neglected. He wasn't just a victim of circumstance. He was a prisoner in his own home. The man, referred to in court documents as Male Victim 1 or MV1, had allegedly been locked away since he was 12 years old, deprived of food, isolated from the outside world, and living in conditions unfit for any human being. His existence was reduced to mere survival. According to police reports, MV1 told detectives he had to drink from the toilet because he was only given 2 cups of water a day. His meals were so limited that his teeth would disintegrate from malnutrition. For 2 decades, his only connection to the outside world came through a radio, which he used to listen to NASCAR races and University of Connecticut basketball games, his only way of tracking the passage of time. But his captivity didn't end because someone came to his rescue. It ended because he took matters into his own hands. Using a lighter hand sanitizer and printer paper, he started a fire inside the home. He knew exactly what he was doing. He told police, "I wanted my freedom." And in the chaos of the smoke-filled house, he made sure not to move. He lay there, knowing that if he didn't get up, firefighters would have to come inside and carry him out. That was his plan, and it worked. Authorities soon realized the severity of what they had just uncovered. Kimberly Sullivan, his stepmother and alleged captor, now faces serious charges, including a first-degree assault, second-degree kidnapping, and unlawful restraint. But the question remains, how did this happen? And how did no one notice for 2 decades? MV1's biological mother and half-sister have since spoken out. His mother says she had been searching for him for years after giving up custody to her ex-husband, Craig Sullivan, for what she called personal reasons. She never imagined that her child would end up in a situation like this. His half-sister, now 35, says she also spent years trying to find him, searching court records and social media, only to come up empty-handed. She now says, "We just need him to know he's got people. We love him, and we want him." The Connecticut Department of Children and Families had actually been alerted to possible neglect back in 2004, when MV1 was pulled from public school. At the time, school officials reported concerns, especially after seeing him digging through the trash for food. But when social workers visited the home, they found no evidence of abuse, and the case was closed. In Connecticut, if a case is deemed unfounded, all records are erased after 5 years. That means any potential warning signs from back then were wiped away long before the truth came to light. In court, Kimberly Sullivan's attorney is already shifting the blame to her late husband, Craig Sullivan, who passed away in January 2024. The defense is arguing that it was Craig, not Kimberly, who dictated how his son was raised. But the physical evidence paints a different picture. A man, now 32 years old, weighing less than 70 pounds, deprived of food, sunlight, and basic human dignity, is not the result of just one person's actions. It's the result of systemic failure. The Waterbury police chief, a veteran of 33 years, called it the worst case of human mistreatment he had ever witnessed. And now, as authorities continue their investigation, the focus shifts to whether others were complicit. MV1's half-sister has raised concerns about two stepsisters who lived in the same home but were treated well. Could they have known? Could they have done something? And if they did know, will they be held accountable? As for MV1, he is now receiving treatment in a hospital, slowly beginning the long process of recovery. But what does healing look like for someone who has been deprived of the world for 2 decades? Experts say his brain development was likely stunted, his social skills frozen in time. The psychological impact of years of isolation is something that may never fully be undone. Kimberly Sullivan is currently out on a $300,000 bond, awaiting trial, but the case raises questions far beyond one person's guilt. How did the system fail? Why weren't the warnings taken seriously? And how do we make sure something like this never happens again? This is Crime Watch HQ, bringing you the latest updates on cases that demand justice. Stay tuned for more as this story develops.